Hey you guys, it's Carolyn from Homesteading Family, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly how I make one of our family favorite herb seasoning blends. I use this on roasts, beef, venison, lamb. I use it on chops. We use it on chicken. It just goes great on everything, and it is so good. Everyone who tastes it raves about it, and this is exactly what we use in our own kitchen. And it's so good that I started growing all the herbs that I need to make it. That makes it even better. So let's get started. Okay, so for this project, you are going to need 3 different herbs. You're going to want French tarragon, sage, and peppermint. You're also going to want some garlic powder and some really good quality salt. You're going to be amazed at how quickly this works up. And this also makes a great hostess gift or holiday gift. So this is a great thing that you can put into little cute little jars, label it up, and take it to a friend. Now, we're gonna start by talking about using our dried herbs, because these are the herbs that I used. I've already taken care of a few of them and gotten them ready, but these are the herbs that I grew in the garden this summer. I have bundled them and dried them, and now they are very dry and they're ready to use. Now I love letting them sit whole like this until just before I'm going to use it, or doing this about once a month, because it just makes the flavors stay so much better. They store in this shape so much longer and the flavors stay bright than they do once they are powdered. Now, to do this well, you want to make sure that your herbs are crispy dry. Can you hear that? You hear that? They just pop. They are completely dry. Now, we are going to do what's called garbling. I actually get a lot of questions about how to do this properly, and that's kind of a funny term. Now, I'm actually gonna get my widest bowl here because I will make a mess. I think you guys know that. If there's a mess to be made in the kitchen, I'm the one that's gonna make it. And I have this still in a bunch, and garbling, the easy way to do this is just in a bunch, lightly roll your hands back and forth over these herbs. Now, some's gonna go off to the side, but the wider the pot you have, the better. Now you can see those branches are just coming almost completely bare with very, very little work. Okay, so getting down to the end, that's garbling again. Can you see how we got pretty much all of the leaves right off of that in a few seconds? Now, we do end up with a few stems in here, so I'm just gonna pick out a few of the bigger stems. And we still have some dried leaves that maybe aren't as small as I want it to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick through that, and then I'm just gonna take my fingers and just kind of crunch them up. This works for any herb that hangs well and can be dried, can be completely dried by hanging like that. It's really fast and a really easy way to handle getting your herbs from whole state down into more of a seasoning type size. If you wanted to get these completely powdered, you could put this at this stage into a food processor or a blender, anything like that. So, okay, so you can see how fast that works up. That is really quick. That herb was the peppermint. Now, if you don't have these herbs on hand, please don't go to the grocery store and buy those little bottles. They're so expensive. Buy them bulk or semi-bulk. You can find them on Amazon. You might be able to find them at your local health food store. Our local grocery store even has some bulk bins and has a lot of herbs in there. It's a lot more cost effective to do it that way. Okay, so now I have my peppermint, I have my sage, and I've got my French tarragon. If you have tarragon in your garden, try to make sure that it's the French. The flavor is so much better on the French. Okay, now I am all ready to go. I have an empty jar that I'm gonna make up my seasoning in, and this is going to be a simpler's recipe, which means I'm gonna be telling it to you in parts. 1 part this, 2 parts that. That means you get to choose the amount or the measurement that stands for the part. You can pick up a tablespoon measure and say this is 1 part. You could pick up a cup measure and say that that's 1 part. So you get to choose according to the amount that you want to make. Today, I'm going to be using a 1/4 cup measure for my 1 part measure. So I want to take my clean jar and I want to put 1 part of each of my herbs in here. So there's 1 part of my sage. Oh, I love the smell of sage. It smells so good. If you want to see me dry these herbs, I have a video out on that, and I'll try to put a link here in the description so you can go over and check out how to dry your culinary herbs. Okay, now this is the peppermint, and I'm gonna get just about a 1/4 cup of that, so that's 1 part there. And this is a seasoning mix. You don't have to be exact. You can be really close. Close enough is perfect. Okay, and then my tarragon. There we go. Okay, and now I want 2 parts of a good quality salt. Now, the saying in my house is that we don't trust white salt. Not because there can't be good quality white salt. There can be. Just, you want to make sure you've researched it and you know what you're getting if it's white salt. Now, conversely, there can be bad quality pink salt. This is a pink Himalayan salt that I'm using today. Now, I just put 2 of my 1 part measures in here. That equals 1/2 cup for the amount that I'm doing. And I just put them right in there with my herbs. Okay, now I have my garlic powder. And I am going to use a 1/4 part of garlic powder. Now, for my 1/4 cup measure, that means we're using a tablespoon. There's 4 tablespoons in a 1/4 cup. So that works out really well. If you have kind of an odd number that you're using, you can just estimate. Nothing ever was harmed by too much garlic powder, so I think it'd be great. Okay. Now, we're gonna just put our lid on here and we're gonna shake this up. And that is all that you have to do. It is ready now to be rubbed onto me, and we like it rubbed on nice and thick because it just makes this great flavor, especially on a roast or some really thick type of meat. You want it really thick on there. You can label up these jars, make a cute name for it like your name's roasting salt, and give it to a friend. It is a wonderful gift. It's a wonderful way to jazz up any meal that you have. It's great hanging out with you guys. See you later.